and he takes a lot of hits, and he keeps some plays alive.
This team is 24th in the pass. And see, the thing about it, when you start giving quarterbacks $100 million, and I only talk about your money when your game gets funny, we expect a little more, man. We expect more from Jared Goff, right? We hadn't gotten it ever since these guys been Johnny Kemp, meaning just got paid. We haven't seen it.
All right.
We haven't seen it.
Just answer this on a yes or no. Would the Eagles be better off if they had kept Nick Foles instead of Carson Wentz?
I think so.
Gosh, that's not what Philly fan wanted to hear. Let's move on to a pair of teams that are locked and loaded for the next decade at the quarterback. Two, Deshaun, Lamar showing up.
Well, they could drip.
Yeah.
They drip with the best of them.
Hey, Deshaun, he had more than 10 seconds. Get rid of it! Just throw it away. Do something.
Throw it to somebody. Throw it to somebody.
Yeah, or
throw it to somebody.
Well, don't get stripped and then lose the ball like he did. Judon with the sack, Jalen Ferguson with the turnover, and Deshaun none too pleased. As for Lamar,
like you said, drew down what to say.
Lamar looking for Mark Andrews. He's been so good, Dion.
Man, both of those guys have been so good. They have a connection out of this world. Let me tell you something, man. Lamar's throwing the ball between the numbers better than darn near anyone in the NFL. And you know what? Look at this. Oh. You do not teach this at home. Kids do not even try this in Pee Wee League or Pop Warner.
I don't know if he put Vaseline on his jersey before the game or what. That was 39 yards, and it led to a field goal. Unbelievable. How about 1, 2, 3 missed tackles? They ran for 263 on the day. Houston's offense only had 232 yards. You kidding me? On to the fourth.
Wow.
Lamar, again, looking for Mark Jackson, Mark Ingram. That's a good little move. And then get into the end zone. 2 receiving scores for him on the day.
Mark Ingram. I love him. I love him. I love him. He's fun. He's exciting. He's exhilarating. He's tough, tenacious. He's a dog.
Lamar threw for 222 and 4 touchdowns. He ran for another 86. Yeah, let's do the jersey swap. And there was actually a deeper story.
Jersey at the loss.
But no, it's okay, because look at what Deshaun Watson wrote on the jersey, which was, keep going, fam. Always love an MVP. Before we hear from the MVP, let's hear from his hype man.
Now I would just like to introduce y'all to the man, the myth, the legend, the MVP front runner. If anybody else got to say something different about that, then come see me.
Yeah.
I'm right here in B-More outside the bank. If you got an issue with that, come see me. I'm about that. Big trust. Woo woo. Lamar Jackson in the flesh. Yes, sir. Big trust.
I'm with you.
New Era 8 apparel.
Click, shout out.
Hey, this man funny.
Dude, Mark Ingram's funny.
He has a career on TV as soon as he retires.
Yeah. All right, Prime, we're tight on time. 30 seconds. In my opinion, Baltimore has supplanted New England atop the AFC. Maybe not record-wise, but in terms of best team. Please say you agree with me.
That's your opinion. You said your opinion. That's not my opinion. My opinion, Tom Brady and them are still the best team in the NFL. Why? Because they have history. Why? Because they have Tom Brady. Why? Because they have Bill Belichick. Why? They have Julian Edelman and a host of guys, arguably the best defensive back in the game today. But let me tell you something. They have experience. They have experience. They've been there and done that. They're not going to flinch under pressure. I can't say the same about Baltimore. Although what they're doing defensively as well as offensively is incredible. But the best team in the game, I don't know about that, partner.
Hey, listen, you got 4 sit-forward points tonight. You mean business. I'm keeping track in my mind. Keeping track. That's good stuff on your part. As for the Texans, so they fell out of first place, but it could be temporary because they're going to kick it off Week 12 for an AFC South supremacy battle taking on the Indianapolis Colts right here on NFL Network, on Fox, on Amazon Prime. It's all coming your way Thursday at 8 Eastern. Brees and his team averaged less than 20 points per game in his start, but facing the worst scoring defense in the league, Tampa Bay. And Drew Brees to Michael Thomas. You might want to cover him. Just a thought. Not a big deal.
This kid can play, man.
Yeah.
This kid can play.
Oh, my goodness.
I mean, you could try your best to find a flaw in his game. How do you leave a guy that's leading the league and everything that open?
94 catches through 10 games. And then Drew Brees to Jared Cook. Brees, 28-35 for 228 and 3 scores. And it's 20-0. So I guess enough of that 20 points per game stuff with Drew Brees in his starts. As for Jameis.
Florida State.
Yeah, and he leads the league in giveaways. But this is cool.
You didn't have to say that.
But I did. That's just, I'm a journalist, Dion. I just point out facts. I don't make, these grandiose statements. That was a cool left-handed pass. I like that. That was Favre-esque. Or Patrick Mahomes. And then he looks for Chris Godwin, but it gets tipped, and Von Bell. See, if he had thrown it left-handed, Dion, that wouldn't have worked. It would have been.
That wasn't his fault.
Okay. 20th giveaway this season. Now on to the 4th. Okay, you can tell. I'm not pointing the finger. Who's that on?
Guy ran the wrong route.
Marcus Williams with the pick six. 4th pick six Jameis has thrown this year. Leads the league with 22 giveaways, most in the NFL. Saints double up the Bucks.
Goodness.
Michael Thomas, 94 catches through first 10 games. That's the most in NFL history. By the way, Marvin Harrison has a single-season record for 143 catches. Michael Thomas is on pace for 150. Put that in your back pocket.
Wow.
Just saying. Out west, Niners. Jimmy G coming off their first loss Monday night at home against Seattle, taking on Kyler Murray, the only quarterback to post a 100-plus passer rating against the Niners this season. And he had it working again to a wide-open Larry Fitzgerald. Missed PAT, though. Arizona up 9-zip. They actually led 16-0 at one point. On to the third. It's now 16-10. Remember, there's no George Kittle, but there's plenty of Ross Dwelly. We love that.
Confuse them with crossing routes. I love the play design.
George Kittle. Yes, that's my guy.
That's the man. I love that dude. I love me some Kittle.
Niners back down 2 till Garoppolo to Kendrick Bourne. They have all sorts of banged-up issues at the receiver and tight end position, but they're getting it done. Cardinals and
You didn't give him an excuse. You didn't give him an excuse.
You're right. Kyler Murray, no excuses there. His third rushing touchdown. That covers 22 yards. Arizona reclaims the lead. Later on in the 4th, under a minute to go, Garoppolo to Jeff Wilson Jr. Jimmy G joins.
You got one-on-one, crunch time, and you have a defensive end guarding a back out of the backfield. Great play call, defense.
Yeah, that was
great
good
play
work.
call.
Kyler Murray hits Keyshawn Johnson, but DeMontre Moore forces the fumble. Whiskey Tart covering it. Niners would add a defensive touchdown on the last play of the game, and San Francisco a winner by 10 in this one. All right, so San Francisco, are you? I'm not going to say you're worried because they still only have one loss.
I love San Fran.
But I know, but look at this schedule that's coming up. The next 3 teams are each 8-2 this year. Like, in 3 weeks, we could be talking about them going from the team with the best record in the NFC to possibly being on the outside looking in at the playoff picture if things go the wrong way here, right?
They have a defense, and the defense travels well. Kittle's going to get back healthy. You're going to have another influx of talent on that offense that's already spectacular. Jimmy G is coming into his own. But defensively, they can get after the passer, and they can prevent the pass. They're pretty good on the back end. And let me tell you something, man. These guys are just starting to gel. These next several games are going to be a test for them wholeheartedly. But you're going to see what they consist of. You're going to see what makes them who they are. They have the leadership. They have the coaching staff. They have everybody from the front office on one accord. I like these guys. I really do, man.
By the way, Jimmy Garoppolo became the 3rd Niners quarterback ever with 400 yards passing and 4 touchdowns in a single game. The other 2 are Joe Montana and Steve Young. You know anything about them?
Yeah, those guys are pretty good. I heard of them.
Okay.
They're pretty good.
Good.
They got gold
Should be a
jackets
fun
they
one.
didn't buy.
Next Sunday night, taking on Aaron Rodgers and the Green Bay Packers. That'll be good. Dallas on the road in Motown. Dak Prescott. Let's work it. Dion, can you do this?
Take that thing, that doodle brown.
No Zeke in the game on 3rd and 5. They hit Tony Pollard out of the backfield. He scampers in. He's a nice little change of pace back.
That kid can play, man.
Yeah,
that kid can play.
Second quarter, you know who else can play? 4, as in Dak hitting Randall Cobb. Dak threw for 274 and 2 scores in the first half. Randall Cobb back-to-back 100-yard games for the first time in 5 years.
Great acquisition.
No Matthew Stafford, out with back issues, possibly for the next 6 weeks. So Jeff Driscoll getting the start, and he hits Marvin Jones. Marvin, is that you? That is. He scored twice on this day. Lions were down just 3
Take your time to come back, Stafford. There ain't nothing to come back to. Take your time.
4th quarter, Dak looking for Amari Cooper. Darius Slay, how did he not catch this, Dion?
That was a great concentration. They're a slave in bowling, man. I love the way this kid attacks the game.
Unbelievable.
Great concentration, great focus, caught it in all hands.
Speaking of great catches, watch Zeke out of the backfield. Dak has to just flip it around the defender, and Zeke gets in. It's his first multi-touchdown game of the year. As for, I see you working. Okay. Who did it better?
Luke, that's to you, baby. Two-line crew. I grew up on them.
Dak threw for 444 and 3 touchdowns. So what sort of company does that put him in? Well, it's the 4th time this year he's thrown for at least 375 and multiple touchdowns in a game. The other guys are either already in Canton or on their way to Canton. And I got to tell you, the quarterback definitely impressed 2-1.
I don't know, man. Something's clicking. Something's clicking there. He's throwing the shit out the ball, and I mean, we got a bunch of weapons on the outside that he can throw it to, and it's hard for defense to stop him. So we keep that thing rolling.
First time this year that Dallas actually won a game in which Zeke did not rush for at least 50 yards. So is this offense better when Dak's leading the way or when Zeke is leading the way?
It's better when they take advantage of the weaknesses that the defense presents. It doesn't have to be a Zeke day or Dak day. If you're giving me this, we're going to do this. You're giving me that, we're going to do this. I love the versatility of this offense and the spontaneity. I love it. They have so many weapons, and when you got a guy like Dak that's playing like he's playing, you got to use him. A week ago, he had to spin it. Why? Coach Zimmer put 8 in the box, and they wanted to take Zeke away, in which they did. So Dak had to throw the ball. This day, come on, he had to spin it again, and like Zeke didn't have a great day, but he had a good day.
No, I mean, listen.
Defensively, they got to do better. Defensively, they got to do better, though. That's the thing that concerns me about the Cowboys, defensively.
They look good the first 5 or 6 games. Since then, they've been all over the place. But I like the way you're thinking.
But they didn't play anybody the first 5 or 6 games. That's why they look great.
I understand. But I like the way you're thinking because you're thinking like a coach. You know what I mean?
I always think about a coach. I'm Coach Prime.
Just saying. Let's get on to some more highlights. Denver and Minnesota. This was a crazy game. Dallas, of course, lost 10-0 in the second quarter, and the Broncos piling on. Andy Janovich. Yeah, that's Andy Janovich who's stuffing it in. First carry this year, and he gets into the end zone. It's 17-0 at that point. Now, under 3 minutes to go in the first half because he gets sacked. He loses the ball. Alexander Johnson recovers. Denver would kick a field goal, take a 20-0 lead. Holy smokes, it's 20-0 at the break. On to the fourth. Minnesota has cut into that deficit. They're down just 10. Look at this. Teams are 0-99 over the last 5 years when they trail by at least 20 at the break.
0-99.
Yeah, I know. How about the play action? Nobody's been better against it than Kirk Cousins, who works it to perfection with Stephon Diggs. Can you Diggs it? He had another 100-yard game.
He has a receiver hurt. You ain't saying nothing about that.
You're right. No Adam Thielen here. But he does have a healthy tight end in Kyle Rudolph, who's been balling the last month. Yeah, that's 12.
He's been balling his whole career.
Touchdowns on play action passes. That's the most in the NFL. Now, under a minute to go in the fourth, the Broncos, they're down by 4. 30 ticks left. Brandon Allen scrambling for 11 yards, does not get out of bounds. They have no timeouts left, but your buddy Mike Zimmer helps him out. He's like, I feel bad for him. I'm going to call timeout. And she's like, what are you doing, Zim? So Denver still got a shot. Noah Fant with 2 ticks left. Can't come up with the rookie couldn't. Kirk Cousins and the crew leads the comeback. They win it by 4. Now, Dion, we've all taken our shots at Kirk Cousins over the years, whether it's in prime time, big games, not earning the guaranteed deal, all sorts of stuff. Since week 5, nobody has more touchdown passes than that guy. Have we all changed our tune? And if not, should we about him?
I think he's really being more selective in understanding what he's good at, and they've been working and focusing on his strengths. He's missing arguably his best receiver in Thielen, and guess what? Has not missed a beat. In those games since week 5, 18 touchdowns. I mean, this guy has been flat out dealing. And today, you know what Denver did? They came and took the running game and put 8 in the box to force Cousins to beat them. And guess what he did? He stood and delivered. Proud of him, 100%. The guy stood up, took the onus when it was his fault, stood up to it, and corrected it. I love it.
And your guy, Stephon Diggs, he is now tied for the NFL lead with 5 100-yard efforts. So would you say that he balled?
He balled, and he got the call.
That's right. Let's go primetime. It's all presented to you by Geico.
I need a PG version of what happened at halftime.
Get your ASS in gear right now. He was right.
You got to give it to Kurt, my nephew, because, hey,
My nephew. He's been playing really well, and people are not giving him enough love. I'm going to give him all the credit. He makes some hell of a throws today that people still just kind of ignore. But, I see it.
now you got your boy back. You got your partner in crime back. I mean, Drew, is he still the same? Is he letting up a little bit, or he's still that fiery guy, the team's leader?
He's still Drew Brees. He's still that fiery guy. Great to have him back, and we're just trying to get him where he deserves, and that's playing for a championship.
3-game winning streak. You guys have really brought it together.
Everybody was sleeping on us from the start, but as a unit, we stayed together. It's coming together well, but, it's just a start right now.
Derek Carr, I mean, he balled out today.
That's my uncle right there. That's my uncle.
I'm just talking about him, man.
My uncle.
What's up, Derek?
Hi, what's up?
The man right here.
Oh, you ball, you get
Reunion with Nick Foles, Frank Reich, John Keith Filippo, everybody there. Hugs, kisses, smiles, all sorts of stuff. Nick Foles reunited himself with the Jags huddle for the first time in 8 games. Had a broken clavicle in which he got on a touchdown toss to DJ Chark. Something like that. That's a touchdown. Foles finished 296 yards through the air and a couple scores plus a pick. All right, later on in the first, Jacoby Brissett back after dealing with that MCL injury. How about Marlon Mack? Hits the B button not once but twice on the Madden remote and gets into the end zone. He did end up with a fractured hand in this game. He's going to see a specialist.
AFC that is still in the hunt, unlike Chris Rose's Cleveland Browns.
We'll see you next time on PPG.